Everyone,
I can say
and welcome back to another episode of.
Race Rats podcast.
That was way too drawn out. Sorry.
I didn't just see where you were going to go with that, honestly.
Yeah, just trying to make it a little ominous because it is the night before Halloween.
Oh, we've got like an hour until it is Halloween.
It's Halloween.
Basically.
Basically,
it's Halloween's Eve.
yeah,
it's All Hallows
it's
Eve.
All Hallows. Is Halloween All Hallows Eve? So is today All Hallows Eve Eve?
It's like Christmas,
Yes,
it's like
because,
Christmas Eve.
No, because the first.
It's like Christmas Eve Eve.
Yeah, because the 1st of November is All Hallows Day.
The 1st of November and the 2nd of November is also Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah,
I cannot speak.
that's the European and the
Mexican.
same thing.
They're not. They're not the same.
No, but it is. It's the
Europeans and Mexicans are very different.
No,
actually.
I mean the celebration of like the death and the veil. The veil is thin, and the celebration of dead people. You get the gist. Anyways.
That was a great start to the episode.
It's almost Halloween, and I'm excited because it's the best day of the year. But anyways, back to the actual topic of this podcast.
And it's almost Dia de los Muertos.
Yes.
Which is part of the podcast because
so
we are filming
relevant.
We are filming the Mexican Grand Prix.
Very relevant. All ties together.
Long-winded way of us saying welcome to the Mexican Grand Prix episode.
Yay!
Crazy. That's crazy.
As you might probably tell, we're both a little delirious. We both had very long days.
When are we not?
But this, I think, is a bit more worse. At least
true. Oh yeah, true. Actually,
for me, maybe I don't know.
Oh yeah. Anyway, jumping straight into it. FP1. FP1, we had a few different drivers on the grid.
Cool.
Because we had reserve drivers and test drivers out doing their sessions for the year. Because every team has to have 2 rookie sessions throughout the year.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So at some point during the year, at 2 different races, FP1 has to be run by different, they're either testing, reserve, that kind of thing driver.
So who was the time?
So, they generally choose circuits where they know well enough. It's not a sprint weekend, so the actual drivers get to still do their practice runs, that kind of thing. We had Oliver Behrman in for Ferrari.
Ollie Behrman.
Baby Bear back in for Ferrari.
Where's he from again?
He's their reserve driver at the moment.
No, where's he from?
Oh, he's British.
Okay, Ollie Behrman.
God damn it. We had Robert Schwartzman in for Sauber.
Where's he from?
You're asking me things I don't remember. I don't pay this much attention to some of them.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Ollie Behrman is always shoved in our face, so of course I know where he's from. Don't ask too much, Charles. Felipe Drugovich for Aston Martin. Don't ask. Pato O'Ward for McLaren. I can tell you where he's from. He's Mexican.
Pato O'Ward.
Yeah, Patricio O'Ward. I love Pato. He is an IndyCar driver. Okay. He drives IndyCar for McLaren. He's also their reserve driver, which is why he was in the session. And Kimi Antonelli in for Mercedes. For the different ones this week. FP1 did kind of abruptly end due to a collision between Alex Albon and Baby Bear, Ollie Behrman.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It was an unfortunate racing accident. We leave it at that. That did mean that when the time stopped, the top three for FP1 were George Russell, Carlos Sainz, and Yuki Tsunoda.
Yuki Tsunoda.
Yuki Tsunoda.
Japan.
Real.
Represent.
Real. FP2, they did some tyre testing, some Pirelli tyre testing for some new variants for upcoming seasons. So a few of the cars were running different types of tyres to get that data for Pirelli. FP2 also had an abrupt end because George Russell had a pretty nasty stunt into the wall.
Didn't he do that last week?
Yep.
What's his obsession with walls?
He likes putting his hands against them. Anyway.
Ooh, that's no. Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I thought you were like that.
No, T-Pose him.
Yeah. He just loves the wall.
Mr. T-Pose himself loves the wall. And then we had FP3. Oh, wait, sorry. FP2 ended with Carlos Sainz, Oscar Piastri, and once again, Yuki Tsunoda topping the boards. 2 for 2 for Yuki and 2 for 2 for Carlos.
Little snow.
FP3 was much calmer. There was nothing really going on with that one, which meant it topped with
tickling.
FP3 ended with Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, and once again Carlos Sainz topping the board.
Cool.
I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oscar. Excuse you.
As we know, it was Perez's home race.
Yes.
We're also getting to the end of the season where he's really having to prove himself, or he may be out of that seat next year. He might have just signed the contract, but there is clauses, and all of those clauses have currently been broken. So they do have every right to just him.
Yeah. Oh. Off with his head. They have every right to just dispose of
properly. Dispose of him properly.
In a body bag.
In a morgue.
Yeah. Not saying that's what they're gonna do.
No, but keep your body safe, people. So first 5 out in qualifying, we had a shock, a sad, and honestly just a disappointing. Stop putting pug hair on me. I have enough of it on me. Due to track limit violations.
Yeah.
We did see Oscar Piastri out in Q1.
Oh no.
Which is not great for McLaren in the Constructors' team.
What the hell was that?
Somebody's spinning.
Some hooligan.
Yep. We did unfortunately see Oscar Piastri out in Q1, which is not great for McLaren in the Constructors' Championship against Red Bull. In saying that, it didn't really matter much because Perez also did not make it out of Q1. And his was just not pulling a good enough lap time at his home race. A circuit he knows very, very well, and he just unfortunately did not perform. We did also see
Franco Colapinto
out in Q1. So
not in the Colapintos.
So first 5 out were Zhou Guanyu, Esteban Ocon, Sergio Perez, Oscar Piastri, and Franco Colapinto. Q2 had an abrupt end to it, seeing 2 who were actually on pretty good laps and could have made it into Q3 get knocked out because they could not improve their times due to red flags caused literally by one of them. Unfortunately, Yuki Tsunoda slid out, caused a red flag at the end, stopped the Q2 session. Delayed Q3 because they did have to repair the barriers. So the next 5 out were Valtteri Bottas, Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, so both Aston Martins, Yuki Tsunoda.
Bottas hasn't been doing too great.
Neither of the Albers have been. Sorry, Liam Lawson, then Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah.
Lawson and Tsunoda were both on pretty good laps and could have made it into Q3, unfortunately. Yeah. Due to Tsunoda into a wall, both of them knocked out in Q2.
Yuki Tsunoda.
For another week, we have both Hasses into Q3.
Interesting.
The Haas still back in Q3.
Interesting.
Honestly, Q3 was kind of uneventful. That one just kind of went. There was a few track limit violations, that kind of thing.
Zoom.
From 10 to 1, we had Nico Hulkenberg, the Williams of Alex Albon making it into Q3, the Alpine of Pierre Gasly making it into Q3,
Interesting.
the Haas of Kevin Magnussen into Q3, Hamilton and Russell, Charles Leclerc in 4th,
Woohoo!
Lando Norris in 3rd,
Yo-ho.
Max Verstappen in 2nd, and Carlos Sainz, the man that you are,
Yo-hoo!
on pole. And not only on pole, I just want it noted that he pulled 2 of the fastest laps. So his 2 fastest laps would have put him on pole either way. So brilliant. But the one that he obviously landed with, he was the only driver to break 1:15. 1 minute 15. Everyone was 1:16 and over. He was 1:15.9.
Nice.
For that final one.
Impressive.
It really is. It is a really, really good lap from Carlos. Onto the race.
Yeah.
Onto the race. Lights went out.
And away we go.
Verstappen and Sainz had a good getaway, and Norris slipped in right behind them. Good start. Except straight away, Verstappen started pushing people off track again.
Oh, that's just rude. Didn't he learn from last week?
So, Sainz ended up having to do the grass way, come back on. And technically, he didn't get a penalty because he didn't gain an advantage by going off the track because he was ahead anyway. While this was all going on, there was some drama further back with Yuki Tsunoda spinning out in the first corner and going into the barriers. And while this was all happening, he made contact with Alex Albon and also took him out.
Uh-oh.
So started in the points, DNF for Alex Albon, unfortunately. This was also because of where this was all happening. Albon also kind of got pinched by Gasly because Gasly had nowhere to go either. Alex just kind of became collateral damage, unfortunately. Safety car immediately out. First time we've seen safety car in a few races now. So quite a few of the first few laps were behind the safety car. No, that's right. When Sainz went off, he did have to hand the position back to Verstappen because Verstappen was the first one behind the safety car. It came out pretty quickly that Perez was being investigated from the start of the race. Investigated for not even jumping the start. He was fully outside his pit box, like outside the grid box at the start of the race. And he tried to say he wasn't, but it was very, very clear he was. Like, he was very far out of it. So he was given a 5-second penalty for a false start.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Obviously, we had, with the battles going on in the front of the field, Verstappen and Norris were fighting it out and let Leclerc through.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, again, because this keeps happening. Leclerc keeps getting through because of Norris and Verstappen fighting, and he knows he's admitted
like,
it. He said,
parents fighting.
He knows exactly what to do. So he made it through. So the front runners were the 2 Ferraris in a 1-2.
Oh, the Ferrari. Stop it!
You yawned first and did that one.
You yawned at the same time.
Yeah, because you set me off. While this is all going on, you know how you just said, did Max not learn last week? Of course he didn't. He didn't get a penalty last week. Norris got
That's
the penalty.
right. He got a.
No, he didn't. He got nothing.
He got a. There.
He got a. Oh, it's okay. We'll penalise Norris for you. Anyway, this week he was not so lucky because this week he did it again. He did it again to Norris.
And did they penalise him?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Oh, yes, because the first time maybe he could have played it off. The second time he fully dive bombed Norris into the corner. So he got not 1 but 2 10-second penalties. Ooh. That's a 20-second penalty for Max Verstappen.
You get what you get.
Yeah, that kind of ruined his race, unfortunately. He's having to sit in that pit box for 20 seconds before anyone can even touch the car.
That's so funny.
Really puts you behind. So he did make up a lot of places when he did come back out after that stop, but it was kind of too late. Oscar Piastri went from P17, I think we have P8, if I remember correctly, into the points either way. So thank you. Perez got another 5-second penalty, I think, for pushing somebody off track, I think. Could be wrong.
Push you off track.
It was pretty exciting, the race. I'm not going to keep going on about it because all I do want to say is Carlos Sainz, the man that you are, he held that first position, and he won. Carlos Sainz, the winner of the Mexican Grand Prix.
Forza Ferrari.
Forza Carlos.
Yeah.
But Leclerc was in P2 until some final moments. Norris had made up some great pace. He was catching on Leclerc. And then Leclerc made a mistake. Leclerc ran wide and went off track and lost position.
He got under pressure.
He did, I will say. He kept it out of the wall, and that was impressive to see. But it let Norris through, which meant Carlando podium 1-2. I'm thrilled.
Your 2 faves.
My 2 faves, absolutely. Phenomenal race, other than the dirty racing, unfortunately. But speaking of moving straight into media, the drivers and their teams have to have a sit-down meeting with the FIA officials before the Qatar Grand Prix.
Bye.
To re-go over the rules after what's been happening.
Seems like you've all just forgotten the rules of racing.
Everybody agrees that these penalties should be brought in, but one driver. Now, the other drivers have not said who this one driver is, but I think we all know who that is.
Verstappen? Yeah.
In saying that...
So he doesn't want these rules to be enforced.
Because he knows that he'll get in trouble for them.
Yeah.
In saying this, there's somebody else who probably should be penalised because they were impeding during the race. When blue flags were shown, they did not move out of the way for the cars that were lapping them.
Who?
Liam Lawson.
Oh.
Liam Lawson. Not only did he do that, Liam Lawson is collecting enemies in Spanish drivers like infinity stones in the gauntlet.
Love that analogy.
Because
Liam Lawson is Thanos now.
he is Thanos of F1. I'm not kidding. Because I think it was last week we had, it might have been this week. I'm pretty sure it was last week though. We saw a conversation, a very heated conversation between him and Alonso, where Alonso was very clearly scolding him for something. Lawson just did not seem to care. This week, we saw him flip off Perez as he drove past him.
That's petty.
We also had Franco Colapinto calling him out on the team radio, being like, Lawson's not moving out of the way for Norris. Lawson's blocking Norris. When Lando was trying, like, Lando was lapping him. He's supposed to go the other way. Blue flags were shown. He wasn't letting it go. Same as Carlos. Carlos also said this because Carlos was trying to get past him.
Yeah.
Because he was lapping him because he was literally in first. And Lawson was not moving out of the way. And he kept being like, Lawson, like, this needs to be a penalty. So Lawson's not having the best start to that either. Where he is causing some chaos on the grid. Results though. That's all the media I really had to speak about because it was all a little. While we wait to see what goes on before Qatar. We do have a race before then, but we'll see what goes on. So 10th to 1st. I would also like to say, unfortunately, Colapinto not in the collar points.
Oh.
Colapinto running a great race and ending in P12, but out of the collar points. From 10th to 1st, in the points, Pierre Gasly. Thank you. Nico Hulkenberg.
Nice.
Oscar Piastri in 8th. Kevin Magnussen in 7th. Max Verstappen
K-Mag.
after that 20-second penalty pit stop in 6th. George Russell in 5th. Lewis Hamilton in 4th.
Lewis Hamilton? Where did he come from? Like, where was he in the whole race, is what I meant.
It's just chilling, man.
It's just chilling. Just stop.
Sorry, all I'm thinking of is that, oh, what the fuck is his name? Fuck, why am I blanking on his name? He's a comedian. He's a comedian. He plays Happy Gilmore.
I don't know. Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Isn't that Adam Sandler?
Yes, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler? What are you doing here? I'm waiting for them to play Gangnam Style.
What? I don't know the reference.
You were like, Lewis Hamilton was that?
What's he doing here?
All I thought of when I heard that. Anyway, 3rd, Charles Leclerc. 2nd, Lando Norris. 1st, Carlos Sainz. Driver of the day, rightfully so, Carlos Sainz.
Carlos Sainz.
Once again, McLaren with a 1.9. Just remembering that the world record is held by them after Qatar last year with a 1.82. Or it might be a 1.8 now, I could be wrong. Anyway, it was Qatar last year for McLaren, and 1.9 was their one this week.
McLaren's consistent with the
They are good with their pit stops. They are good with their pit stops. And fastest lap went to Charles Leclerc.
Okay, good job.
For those wondering where Sergio Perez finished, out of 17 drivers that finished the race, because something also happened to Alonso where he disappeared, Sergio Perez finished P17.
That is sad for his home race.
Yeah, Red Bull's not happy right now. Anyway, we're on week 3 of a back-to-back. We have a triple header. So we're filming this literally the day before the Brazilian Grand Prix starts.
We're busy. Busy gals. We got lives.
Busy gals. And Brazil marks the 4th last race of the year.
What?
And we got 4 left. And the 4 left to decide the championship. And in saying that, unfortunately, another driver has been knocked out. So another driver is now too far out of the standings to be in contention for that the Drivers' Championship fight.
And which one is that?
Carlos Sainz.
Oh, tragedy.
So, obviously, the two title fighters currently are Max Verstappen and Lando Norris.
That's pretty.
And right behind them now are Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri.
Well, so both McLarens.
Both McLarens. And in saying this, I did forget to mention, when I said Oscar starting so far back on the grid wasn't great for the Constructors' Championship, obviously, Oscar still landed in the points, whereas Perez did not.
Mm.
Both Ferraris did, though. Both McLarens did, though. So, still holding on to the title currently in first is McLaren. Red Bull have dropped to third, and Ferrari have moved up to second in the Constructors.
Wow.
Yeah. Ferraris are just getting, honestly, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
The last few races. So we'll see. We'll see what we've got for the last 4 races and see where we go. Other than that, there is a plane flying very low.
Wow. I live right under a flight path, so I'm always hearing the.
We're going to end the episode there because it's almost midnight on Halloween and we still have stuff to do.
We have to go to Kmart.
Have a great Brazilian Grand Prix and we'll see you after.
And Halloween will be over when people watch this or when this comes out, but for in the past or the future or whatever, I don't know. Happy Halloween! Have a good celebration. We'll both be working. But yeah. The end. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We'll see you next week.
Good haunted talk.
A what?
A haunted talk.
Haunted talk. That's so smart. It's got so many ideas. Hold my hand. I'm gonna do the spooky one.
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone. We won't ever see you again. I'm kidding.
End the episode, please. Don't forget to keep your body bags in the morgue.
Goodbye, everyone. Ow.